Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can make your own personalised necklace, in this case with 3 different zodiac symbols. You could add letters of the alphabet in English or Arabic or Hebrew or Hindi or Korean, Russian, etc, etc. And you could also, instead of making a zodiac bracelet like this one, you could make an American Indian bracelet, or a Wiccan pattern bracelet, or anything basically that we've created patterns for. So we're going to use the application Fluid Designer for 3D printing. So we're going to use 3D templates connectors. We're going to use one of these wire rings here for the chain to go through, and we're also going to use, in this case, I'm going to do the astrological symbols. And let's see, I'm going to use this Virgo pattern, and let's see, I'm going to use this Leo pattern, and I'm also going to use this Capricorn pattern. So I'm going to start off by dragging the Capricorn pattern onto the workspace. Now the file name for this one is actually 001A. Each of these patterns there is a duplicate, so you can see with the Aquarius there are 2 there. One with the box around, one without. I'm going to use the ones with the box around. So I'll just switch on screencast key, so any key presses I make should be displayed down here. So I'll just move that out to the left a little bit. And what I want to do now is add a second one. So I'm going to go to File and Append. Now we're already in Patterns Astrological, and I want the Leo pattern next, and I want 001A. Object, and so Zodiac Leo pattern 001A, and just append that from the library. Click on it to select it, and just move it down to an appropriate position, and I'm just going to switch off the snap and just zoom in a little bit. And what I want to do is I want some overlap here, so I end up with a solid object. So now I'm going to go to File and Append again, just go up through the menu system to Patterns Astrological, and I want the final one, Virgo pattern 001A, object, Zodiac pattern 001A, and append that from the library. Now it's not quite at the same height of this is just to do with the centre of gravity of it, so I'm just going to pull that up just to get it in line there, and just pull it across to the right, and again we want some overlap there. Okay, now what I can do now is if I hold down the Shift key and highlight all those 3 objects, Tools, Object, Tools, I could join them all together. Now notice where the sort of centre of these 3 objects is at the moment. Well, if I just go to Tools, Object, Tools, Origin to the geometry of the object, that will move it to there. And if I go to Cursor, Snap Selection to Cursor, it will put me in the centre of the screen there. Now these objects, they are all parametric smart objects. They're 1mm wide and 2mm deep, and I can see that over here in the properties panel, and I could change that if I wanted. I could make it thinner, I could make it thicker, I could make it 3mm thick. I'm going to stick with the default size of 2mm. Now if I wanted, I could personalise this by putting, say, a letter A in the centre here. So I could, for example, use a Harrington font, and I'll just use the small letter A, and I do that by appending again. So if I go to File and Append, this time we go up through the menu system until we get to the Groups folder. If I look for Alphabet Harrington fonts, and I'll just use the small letter A here, Harrington font A, I can just append that from the library, and I could, I think what it is proportional editing is on, so if I just press the O key on the keyboard, that should switch it off. So if you ever get that happening to you, just switch off proportional editing. Now this is also 1:2. If you want it overlapping like that, you can. If you want to scale it down, you can press S on the keyboard, scale it down a little bit so it fits inside there better, but always remember to do Control A and apply the scale, and notice the thickness will reset as you do that. So we could just position that A there if we wanted to personalize it. And now what I want is some connectors on the ends here, so I'll just deselect that. I've just pressed the A key on the keyboard to deselect that, and just go to File and Append, up through the menu system to the Groups folder. I want 3D templates connectors, and I'm going to use a wire connector with a 2.5mm hole. So just append that from the library, and if I just zoom in, click on it until you get the yellow line around it, and I can just, I'll switch on snap actually, just to control this a little bit better. And I'll move it across to the left first of all. Now I need to rotate it. So if I rotate it there, so 90 degrees, I've just typed in 90. And if I just zoom in, and if I just switch to wireframe, I can see it's sitting nicely in the center there. So that's okay. Now I want to make a duplicate of that. So if I just go to Tools, Object Tools and duplicate it, and I'm just moving the mouse to the right now, just to move it away from that position. And I want to move this essentially across to the other side, and just scrolling the mouse to zoom in. Now I need to change this angle here to -90. That will face the other direction. And if I just position it like that and just check with wireframe, could probably move it a little bit further across so that it's kind of in the center there, a bit like at the other side. Okay, and go back to material mode again. Okay, so those are the objects now, and all we want to do now is to join them all together. So we join those. We didn't join the letter A to those, so if I highlight the letter A, hold down the Shift key and highlight the astrological symbols and just go to Tools, Object Tools, I can join them together, and the A takes on the properties of those. Now I'm going to join these two connectors together, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key, highlight both of them, go to Tools, Object Tools and join them. And then if I hold down the Shift key and highlight the main body of the necklace, when I join these to the necklace, these will take on the same cross section as the necklace. So if I go to Tools, Object Tools and join, you'll see that the thickness of this is now 1/2, like the necklace. So there's my personalized necklace, and in this instance I've used astrological symbols. Could have done it with the Eastern astrological symbols. So could have used these patterns here, for example, the Eastern patterns, the dog and the dragon. Could have used American Indian patterns as well, similar sort of way. There are a range of patterns that will all work in a similar sort of way of joining them together. And putting on connectors, and if you want to personalize it, you can put a letter of the alphabet in, or spell somebody's name if you want. Now once you've actually got that, all you need to do is to go to File and export it. I tend to use the Wavefront OBJ format, and I saved this earlier as a personalized Zodiac necklace. And then you must always go to Netfab Basic and just run it through the repair procedure there, and then you've got your file that you can upload to Shapeways or wherever you want to print it. So that's how easy it is with Fluid Designer for 3D printing to create your own personalized necklace. Thank you.